Yeah,
3 minutes, start us off.
Let's go. Look, I gotta let Dakota film first. Go ahead.
Okay.
Well, I guess just first off, I mean, talk about being a part of a huge event like this. I mean, how does it feel for you so early in your career to be a part of this titanic event?
Yeah, I was surprised when they asked me to come, to be honest. But obviously, it's a super exciting opportunity, especially for me to go on stage and be interviewed. Like, that's the type of stuff I kind of want to do in the future or in the near future. So, yeah, I'm very lucky that I got the invite here, and I hope I did all right.
Yeah, I think you did fine. It feels like you're becoming a face of this company, you know, before you even get a chance to fight for the finals yet. Is there any chance of like this being a distraction at all, of focusing on what the task at hand is and getting that victory?
No, honestly, nothing can distract me. Like, I know what job I have to do, and I'm very like humble and focused in what I'm here to do. None of the media or anything like that ever gets too much for me. So yeah, I'm always focused on my job.
Your celebration last time out, it was a very emotional celebration after the victory. Was that completely just at the corner and the team, or was that at kind of everybody to quiet down? There's a lot of talk.
It was mainly at Jenna and her team, but I feel like she took the rap for a lot of other people as well, probably. No disrespect to her now, obviously, but when you talk a lot of trash, you know, and I mean, it's alright to talk trash. I think in general, I feel like it's fine, but when you're actually like talking down on someone's kind of journey in the sport, and the fact that, oh, have you fought no one, you fought cans, and you know, all the girls you're fighting are rubbish. Like, when you get personal like that, I just feel like you need to back it up, and she didn't do that. So I took full advantage to the fact that I was able to put a flat on her face, and then yeah.
The last thing for me, what message was in, you know, you go out there and win this tournament, obviously a very accomplished opponent in the finals, just getting through the whole thing. I mean,
Yeah.
What message will that send? And I mean, it seems like superstardom for you after that.
I feel like I've already sent half the message by finishing Jenna the way I did, especially in the first round. I think I surprised a lot of people, probably a lot of people at PFL as well. But yeah, I feel like I surprised enough people with that stoppage. So I definitely feel like when I've won that and finished the tournament on top, then I'll shut a few more people up as well. But I'm kind of just enjoying showcasing my skills and just doing it all that way as well. So I'm excited to just go there and do what I do best.
You're going to do those. You do those for Tour Sport now, and I'll get real thoughts.
So nice. Am I standing in front of? No, I'm not. Cool. Okay. This shush celebration in your last fight, were you silencing the doubters, or was that a direct message to your opponent?
A bit of both. I think a direct message to Jenna and the team. They've been, you know, posting things throughout the season. On the internet, tagging me in stories, you know, saying I've not fought anybody and I'm getting all the easy fights and stuff. But is she going to call herself an easy fight now? That's kind of what I was doing, just shutting her up from everything she's been saying, yeah.
And Saudi are now in play, so there's talks of a potential UFC PFL crossover. Whether or not that happens, of course, we don't know. But is there a fight in that sort of crossover sphere that you would like to have?
I've not really thought about that, to be honest. I feel like now PFL have merged with Bellator, there's still a lot of opponents on this side that, you know, I want to fight, and a lot of high level girls, so I think I'll go through all of them first and then decide, yeah.
And you've spoken a lot about PFL Manchester. Is there any updates potentially on that?
I mean, I keep mentioning it. I'm hoping Brendan gets behind me as well and starts talking about it, but he'll win the tournament again this year. I'll win it for the first time, and then hopefully we'll get a Manchester card next year.
And I'm sure you've been asked this about 1,000 times, but just in case, what are you planning on spending the $1 million on this? Because I think you said on the stage that you didn't know, but there's got to be something.
Yeah, honestly, like I don't know. I'll probably buy a new pair of shoes and a new bag or something. But
My shoes.
yeah, I mean, I'll invest it. I'm quite sensible with money, but I just want the belt, if I'm being honest. And my gym, ATT, Dan, who owns it, he's already got a place for my belt ready, so that's kind of my first thing.
Thank you. Cheers.
No problem.
Let's go to Jack.
Okay, how you
Hey,
doing?
you okay?
Yeah, all good. You got to meet your biggest fan on stage earlier. How was that?
Jake. Yeah, do you know what? It was nice to meet him. Obviously, it's not many people get to meet Jake up in person like that. So yeah, it was nice to finally speak with him and be on stage with him as well.
Yeah, you spoke a minute ago about AT&T. I mean, Kayla was kind of blueprint for the PFL, right? I mean, she came in, did her thing, won a lot of money, won big fights. Have you spoke to her about the season format and, you know, doing exactly what she did?
Yeah, during between my second and third fight, I spoke to her about, you know, the season and it being tough, and I kind of went straight back to the gym after that second fight, literally like 3 days after I fought or something, and she was like, get out the gym. Like, she was like making me rest and stuff. So yeah, she definitely gives me some advice, and what better person to do that than someone that's, you know, done the season 3 times and won it twice. So yeah, she definitely gives me a little bit of advice.
Yeah, 100%. And you're a massive Man City fan. They look like they could be on the way to a 5th Premier League title. Could you see yourself doing that in the PFL? Just keep winning it every year, keep racking up the belts, racking up the checks?
Yeah, definitely. I'll be at the City game on Saturday, first game of the season. But yeah, that's what I want to do. You know, just keep winning. I want to finish this tournament. I want another first round stoppage as well, because that's what I've done the whole 3 other fights. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep focusing on getting the win, and then I think the stoppages will just come like they always do.
Yeah, obviously major press today. You know, Ngannou in the PFL, Jake talking about coming into the PFL as well. You're one of the main stars alongside Brendan as well.
Yeah.
This must feel like a great time to be in the PFL and be one of those sort of poster girls.
Yeah, I feel like I definitely joined PFL at the right time. For myself and my own career, I think it was the perfect timing for me. But then the way that PFL has grown recently, and kind of all the things that they've got going on, all the people they've got coming in and on board is just amazing. So I definitely feel very lucky to be in the position I am right now, and I can't wait to see what happens after this season.
Yeah, and your popularity is only sort of growing, and I guess this is all deserving, you know, the attention, because you know you're the one going viral. Do you expect some of the, you know, your rivals in the bracket or just anyone else to get a little bit jealous of what you've got going on at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, people are going to talk either way, you know. I think if I wasn't to get all the extra attention that PFL give me, my performances would still kind of get that anyway. So I feel like they are just they're just moaning for moaning's sake, right? They've got to have some relevance in this season, so it just comes with it. It is what it is.
All right, James.
Right, okay, Dakota, obviously up on stage with Jake Paul there. He compares you to Ronda Rousey. What's that like?
I mean, when I first started my career in MMA, when I first fought even amateur, I had like an article go viral where someone compared me to Ronda Rousey. So it's not the first time someone said it, but yeah, she was someone that I looked up to from the very beginning. So it's nice to have my name kind of mentioned alongside hers. Yeah.
It's crazy, obviously, looking up to somebody like her. Now you're playing your own path. It's been mentioned in PFL. It really feels like in the last year you've exploded. What's it been like this last year? It must have been crazy for you.
Yeah, it has been crazy, but I feel like it's all come at the right time. I feel like I've made the right decisions in my career to build up slowly, and you know, I'm lucky to have like a good team and family around me to help me make them decisions. And you know, doing the Europe tournament last year kind of built me up to this year, and you know, it's just all coming at the right time, and I'm kind of just I'm adjusting to it. Sometimes it gets too much, but I'm getting there anyway, so yeah, it's good.
And so far in your PFL campaign, it just feels like you've been destroying everybody. It's knockout after knockout after knockout. In this next fight, is this the one that really pushes you, and you have to use every tool in your arsenal? Or is it going to be another quick finish?
No, it's going to be another quick finish. That's what I'm going for. I feel like, you know, I treat every fight the same. I took everyone serious in this tournament. It doesn't matter what the name is. So I'm going to do the same in this one. You know, I know who I'm up against. It's going to be a tough fight, but I'm also, like I said in the last fight, I'm ready for it. I can go anywhere. You know, I'm a full MMA fighter. I'm not just a striker, so I'm excited.
And I know that you and Brendan obviously want to headline together in Manchester. If that show did happen, do you think you two would be arguing over who's going to headline that one?
No, I mean, I think Brendan should be main event and I'll go co-main event for sure. Yeah, that's the way it should go. He's going to be 2-time world champion with PFL after this season, so I think he deserves his spot. He's been around long enough to get top spot there, but it'd just be a privilege just to get on the card, you know, to have a Manchester card. There's so many UK fighters that signed with PFL now and are on the Europe side that we could, you know, build the card up with, and then I don't know, maybe now me and Jake Paul are friends, I can get him on it as well.
And obviously being a massive Manchester City fan, I've seen on your Instagram you're renowned for doing these Manchester City inspired celebrations. Have you got anything in the pipeline for your next fight?
No, but I'm at the Etihad on Saturday for the first home game of the season, and I'm going to make sure that the City players come up with a new celebration that I can do. I'll be talking with them, don't worry.
The last one for me, obviously this is a massive fight coming up for you. I wanted to know if your mum giving you any advice going into this one off the back of her career?
Yeah, I mean, she gives me advice all the time. She's still one of my coaches, you know, even though she's not at the gym with me all the time. She still gives me advice. I send her some of the sparring rounds sometimes, so she's very much still involved. She also feeds my brother a lot of information that he passes on to me, because I mean, mum and daughter sometimes clash a little bit and we tend not to listen to each other, so if she tells my brother, I listen to him. So yeah, she's definitely given us a bit of advice, but the main one just to be myself. She knows what I'm capable of when I'm just a happy fighter in the gym training, so that's what I'll do.
Perfect, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Brian?
All right, how you doing, Dakota?
Hi.
So what aspect, if any, of Taylor Santos' game, what aspect concerns you?
Concerns me? Nothing concerns me, I wouldn't say that. Her experience is probably the only thing she's got over me. The fact that, you know, she's fought at that top high level, she's done 5 rounds before already, so I think they're the things that will kind of set us apart. But apart from that, nothing really. I feel like I'm still on her level. I mean, I showed that beating Jana in the first round. She went a split decision, so I feel like I definitely have shown that I'm capable to be in there with her.
Okay. Now, we've talked a lot about how it seems like, you know, you've been elevated and you've earned all of this attention and gone viral, but you know, I'm sure that there's a flip side to that. And we've been talking a lot about Ronda Rousey. And so at one point in time, that was where she was. And now you hear a lot of how she's kind of negative towards the MMA community. When you look at that, and do you imagine yourself, like, what would happen if I'm on the flip side, and what do you think about how she's handled that particular situation?
For one, I don't really think about that, and two, like, I think everyone's different, everyone's journey is different, so the way she handled things is through her own emotions and the way she's dealt with things and, you know, her own journey, so I can't comment on that. I mean, she has took a lot of stick from the media for sure, so, you know, I think unless you're in the position of like getting hate from social media and kind of looking at that all the time, you won't truly understand how draining it is. So for someone that's on the side where I'm a fighter like her and I get people, you know, writing negative things about me all the time, I totally understand how she's, you know, not been able to deal with that, and hopefully throughout the years things will change. You know, that's why like a lot of fighters see mind coaches and things like that, because it is a really important part of the sport, being able to block out, you know, hate. And I think having a strong mind in this sport is probably more important than the physical side of it, and I've always said that.
Okay. Now, I you know, if you pay attention, like look at your social, you're very active, creating content and that sort of thing. And that is one thing also that Ronda mentioned about how fighters sometimes sit back and they wait to be promoted and they don't actually promote themselves. How do you feel about that aspect of self-promoting first and taking some of that weight off of promotion for like kind of carrying your overall flag?
Yeah, you definitely have to work together. I think that's what me and PFL have done quite well. You know, I kind of try and keep posting and be relevant all the time to help them, and then they're pushing me out and, you know, having me at events like this to help me grow as well. And I think you do have to push yourself. A lot of fighters don't think about the future. You know, we all enjoy fighting and we love it and we love the fighter's life, but you have to think of the future. I could get injured tomorrow and not be able to fight anymore, and now what have I got? You know, that's one thing that's constantly on my mind, so I'm always thinking about what I want to do in the future, whether that's like, you know, doing things like this, presenting, or, you know, setting up a business. It's not like, when people ask me about the million, it's not like I'm going to go spend it on something stupid. I'm going to like make sure I set up, you know, my life for the future before I do anything like that. And I think that's where a lot of fighters get lost, and it's always sad to see, you know, such massive names kind of just go away and everyone forget about them because they've not kind of, you know, had anyone to kind of push them in the right direction. And I'm lucky to have my mum. She made that mistake. She openly says, you know, that she never set anything up. You know, she never made a career outside of fighting when she had the chance to, and that's one thing that she's always made sure I do.
Yeah, that's cool. Last question for me, and this kind of really piggybacks on what you just said. The PFL has been really like open to allowing their athletes to do things outside of just the PFL. Francis just went and had 2 humongous boxing matches that, you know, brought in nice paydays for him and that sort of thing. Jake Paul signed with PFL. He does different things for Caressa as well. Have you thought about what you might want to do, and allow me to throw something out there? You definitely don't have a problem with self-promotion. You don't seem to have an issue on the mic. Is professional wrestling something that you've thought about dabbling in?
Professional wrestling, as in what Logan Paul does, or
Yes. Yeah.
is that professional?
Well,
or?
well,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
WWE.
I don't think that's probably where you'd end up, but
No, I've not really thought about doing that. I've thought about things like I would love to box. I would box one day for sure. I love boxing. I would probably go in like films. I would commentate. I would like to just be involved in things like that. Maybe do like a podcast with someone, or with PFL or whatever. But I don't know about wrestling. Like I'm not really good at like, I don't know, putting on a show like if you get me to fight and get in and put in like I can do that, but like actual like acting, I don't know I don't know whether I'd do that.
okay, I appreciate it.
No
Thank you.
problem.
Hands on.
Oh yeah, so most of my questions have kind of been answered, but
Yeah.
from Esquire magazine, I just want to ask, what are your 3 favorite movies?
Oh, okay, so one off the top, Taken. I don't know if you've seen that. That's always been a number one for me. What's the film called that the two twins, the Parent Trap?
Banger.
Parent Trap, that's a classic.
Classic.
And I'm going to give a new one. Well, it's not a new one. I've been watching it like the last 2 years, but Burlesque. It's Christina Aguilera.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Which probably surprises a few people because it's a really girly movie, but that's one of my favourite ones.
Do you have any fighting film that you like?
See,
Any just like silly action film?
guys, this is what I'm saying. Like, I love to fight, and I'm like, crazy when I get in the cage, but outside of it, I'm not really interested in fighting. So, fighting films, no.
Good answer.
No.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right, let's go to Miles.
Right here, ESPN Social. First question, who is your fighting motivation? Who are you fighting for?
Fighting for myself, first and foremost. I'm very competitive, and it's just, I couldn't see a life without fighting, so definitely for myself. But then also, if we say career-wise, I'm fighting to give my family a better life as well, to give back to my parents because they've sacrificed literally their whole lives to let me achieve my dreams. So definitely want to just kind of let them enjoy the next few years for sure.
Who's on your Mount Rushmore, or your top 4 MMA fighters from the UK?
Ooh, from the UK. Like top ones, or like up and coming, or
Like to all time.
all time. From the UK, I've got to say Brendan. Brendan is just like, he's in his prime now, but he's been around years, just showing up every time. Who else would I say? Michael Venom Page, very big fan of Michael Venom Page. God, I'm gonna get some stick for leaving a few people out here. Who else would I say from Manchester? Lerone Murphy, he's absolutely killing it at the moment. And MMA fighters, right?
Sure, anyone.
Who else would I say? Katie Taylor, boxer. I would say that she's just been holding that level up there for years and years. So I know is she English though? Or is
No,
No.
No.
definitely not.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep her anyway. My geography's never been any good,
No, that's all
so that's
good.
my excuse.
That's all good. Final question, you said you're a City supporter, and you said you're going to the
Yes.
home game.
I am.
Who's your favorite player, and send them a message right now before that game?
Okay. Oh, favourite player? You're gonna get me in trouble again. It's got to be Kevin De Bruyne, right? Got to be Kevin De Bruyne. What message do I want to send? Keep being amazing. Keep being a goat. Because you're helping us win.
That's awesome, thank you.
Donna?
Yeah, it's kind of the in terms of the Tyler fight, obviously, if you look at like the whole field of girls this year, she's probably the one who's talked the most, I would say, about you. Is there a bit selfishly, like when you saw her against Liz, like it is nice that she's the one who you get to have the final with?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was the one person that I probably would have picked. I wasn't really too bothered about her and Liz, but yeah, I suppose it's worked out quite well. She likes to talk, but she's got to stay relevant, right? She's come from UFC where they weren't that bothered about her. She didn't do too well, so now she's come here and she's got to kind of be able to say something, and I get it. So, and plus she has backed it up. She's had quite a good few fights in the UFC over here. She's won everyone, so fair enough. I respect her as a good fighter, so whatever.
Have you noticed kind of a tonal shift around the way people talk about you after the Jenna fight? Because I think that she, like, people can't really deny that she is someone who has, you know, a solid backer. She was unbeaten until the Tyler fight. A lot of people feel maybe she didn't even lose that fight to Tyler.
Yeah.
And I feel like now people are talking about you in kind of a different, more respectful way than they were beforehand.
Yeah, I feel like I have had a few good comments from it. People probably a little bit surprised that I was able to get off the floor the way I did. After Jenna's good takedown, I'll give her that. I made the mistake there, but yeah, I suppose to be honest, I'm not really looked on social media afterwards. I've kind of been on and posted, but I'm not looking for anyone to talk super nice about me now. I wasn't looking for it beforehand, so it just what people think is, as long as my coaches and my family and that are happy with me, then.
Are you a little happy she got the takedown, so you managed to show people, like, yeah, I'm able to get back up?
Me and my team did say this, like, the fight went perfect, you know, she got a good takedown and I showed exactly what I'm capable of on the floor, and it probably shut quite a lot of people up. And it probably made Talia a little bit wary of me, you know. We saw her on a video, she was sat there like laughing on the side, and, you know, when I got took down, and then her face just kind of went when I got up. So yeah, it's interesting to see people's reactions, but I'm excited to get to the fight now.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.